Hey friends, this is Dolany TV. Welcome back to the channel as we get set up to discuss the latest Edmonton Oilers news here on a sleepy Sunday morning after the Battle of Alberta. Well, friends, we're celebrating a big victory, and now this morning we get word that we could be celebrating a new signing for the Edmonton Oilers and somebody that would add quite a few more dimensions to that bottom six that we desperately need. Obviously, you know what the Battle of Alberta was last night all around, not really a highly physical affair. And now the Oilers may be looking to change that in their game a little bit today. We've talked ad nauseum about Mr. Cory Perry, and it would appear that the Edmonton Oilers are about set to announce him today. So before we get to that, friends, if you are new to the channel, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button here on Dolany TV. About 470 subscribers away from 15,000. Your help greatly appreciated. And with that, let's get to this, where, let's go here. The Oilers signing Cory Perry. I had the first tweet queued up, and then the second tweet came out bing bang boom like that. The Oilers sounded like earlier they were getting some traction being made between them and Cory Perry. Decision could come soon, and then David Pagnotta updated just a few moments later. Hearing a deal has been agreed to. I believe an announcement will be made later today. So the Oilers, Ken Holland getting busy on a Sunday morning after traveling back from Calgary, going out of his way to sign Cory Perry today. And make of Cory Perry what you will. The dimension of his game that he adds to what would be a spot within the Oilers' bottom six is very important. So let's discuss how that will shape out here, friends, quickly as we recap the breaking news. And then, of course, we'll transition into the full signing here later on this afternoon. 4 goals, 5 assists, 16 games played for Cory Perry this season, shooting 15.5% in 14 minutes and 39 seconds time on ice. So not like you're going out there and giving Cory Perry a ton of ice. The Chicago Blackhawks weren't either, right? Cory Perry was literally just meant to be a guy, culture guy, brought in to kind of start instilling the habits of winning, or the lessons of winning, if you would, on a guy like Connor Bedard, on guys in that Chicago Blackhawks locker room like Kevin Korchinski too, who are going to be big parts of the Chicago Blackhawks rebuild and obviously try and win again in Chicago. So for him, obviously things don't go so well, go great, go anything. They went pretty bad in Chicago, and he finds himself a free agent midway through this year. And now the Oilers are officially looking like they are about to sign Cory Perry at last today. So when it comes down to it, Cory Perry is a guy that adds that snot, that snarl, that grit, that determination in your bottom six. A guy that can definitely change the elements, right? I mean, Sam Gagnier's kind of been a beautiful add to the bottom six. You've got, of course, Connor Brown down there. You've got Matthias Janmark down there. And you've got, of course, a guy like Derek Ryan on the wing as well. So if you're looking at Adam Erne, you're looking at the kind of 5 guys up there already on the bottom six, and you're kind of saying who comes out. Well, number one, Adam Erne goes down to the minors as soon as you sign Cory Perry. I think that's pretty easy move to make. We discussed yesterday that I thought it would have been Erne going down instead of Hamblin, but Hamblin being waivers free. Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic queuing into that way sooner than most of us yesterday. And of course, too, Matthias Janmark, I think, is the easy guy to pull out of the lineup here. I know he's a left-hand shot and all, but I don't think it's going to hurt the Oilers any to have a bunch of right-hand shot guys on the bottom six. For Cory Perry, he needs a role to play on this team. If you got him playing in the bottom six between the third and fourth line, right, flip-flop him and Gagner, flip-flop him and Brown, whatever the case might be, you're just going to have to do it as the season evolves and kind of you get into the trade deadline talk. But yeah, no, it's one of those situations. I think Matthias Janmark's the easiest guy to take out, right? Connor Brown's been exceptional on the PK. Derek Ryan's a guy that just continues to, for some reason or another, produce results that really just speak for themselves overall. So, I mean, not points-wise, but still a guy that does not hurt you to have in the lineup. He can take face-offs. He's a right-hand shot in the bottom six. You like that. I think, too, Dylan Holloway's just gotten a spot in the bottom six. So if you're looking at kind of changing up that bottom six, you probably go Dylan Holloway, Ryan McLeod, some formation of that, and of course Connor Brown, because Holloway and Brown were flying last night in the Battle of Alberta. I mean, that was probably the best Connor Brown's looked in a couple of weeks, and it was thanks to Dylan Holloway and the chemistry that those two have from earlier in the year. So you line up that third line, then you go Gagner, you go Ryan, you go Cory Perry, And I think that's a pretty solid mid-season fourth line for the Edmonton Oilers. And of course, Cory Perry being able to be a guy that can play a role for you. And I mean, end of the day, if you're expecting him to go out there and fight and he gets injured, you got Adam Ernie, you've got Matthias Janmark, right? Things are able to take care of themselves this year because of the NHL caliber depth the Edmonton Oilers have. By the way, you also still have James Hamlin waiting in the wings, Raphael Lavoie as well. So stay tuned, friends. The Edmonton Oilers, like I said, right off the top here, that's Cory Perry's stats. But if you go here, David Pagnotta hearing that a deal has been agreed to for Cory Perry. So the announcement coming later today. I'll have to stay tuned for what happens later today, and we'll kind of sit around the house wait until the Oilers sign Cory Perry, and then we'll go on with the regular old Sunday afternoon. But at 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning, we as Oilers fans get some absolute good news for the team. And I mean, make it, like I said right off the hop, make of it what you will with Cory Perry. Again, if you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. But we've had that with several players here, Zach Kassian. We've had it with Evander Kane, now with Cory Perry. And each of those players have proved pivotal in playoff series over the past few years. So we'll see kind of what Cory Perry can add to that chapter of redemption stories here in Edmonton as we continue along in the 23-24 season on a 13-game winning streak. Friends, right now I would encourage you, kind of let me know where you're at with this one. I mean, I think the understanding we'd have is Cory Perry's signing at league minimum. It's probably a one-year deal or guaranteed, and then as well you've got him kind of tied up for the playoffs, and that's really all his assignment is here to be, is that one guy that helps as a veteran who's been there, done that a few times over, push you over the top, help you win a Stanley Cup, and then call it probably a career for Cory Perry, given how things have kind of transitioned this year for him, the situation in Chicago. I don't know how much appetite there's going to be for a 39-year-old Cory Perry next year, but again, a guy that the game he plays, the role he plays, and if you have him on the fourth line, he's a guy that could probably play till 42, to be honest with you, and still not necessarily be hurting you. I guess that is fancy to say until we see his foot speed and his overall game awareness coming off of the extended break since his more or less firing from the Chicago Blackhawks. Friends, I'm Tyson the Stolony TV. Like I said, throw your ideas and your opinions in the comments section below. I'm tired again. It's been a late night, but again, I just want to echo one more time. It was a fantastic Battle of Alberta. To everybody that I got to see in the stands last night, thanks for being there. Thanks for showing up, and thanks for making it a memorable night. Friends, Cory Perry to the Edmonton Oilers. Like I said, I really want to get the opinions out there today about it because we're about to have the signing here a little bit later on. And again, this is a guy that's averaging half point a game this season. So let me know your thoughts below. And of course, like I said right off the top, if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button today and sticking around here on Dolany TV, because we will have the official signing announcement here a little later on today. And we'll see if this video does better or the next one. Friends, I am up on out of here.